So hello and welcome back to another video. Now this afternoon I've literally just finished work and I've come straight down to a mark to once again try for some mackerel. Now the idea is, same as the last couple of videos I've put out, little metal jigs, and we're just going to be bouncing them around hoping to find some mackerel today. Now I'm using a slightly different rod to the last time I was down here. This is a Shimano 7 to 35 gram 9-foot lure rod, and on there I've got a Shimano Vanford 4000 XG, but I'm using the same lure that I was using last time. I've still not had a chance to go and get any more metals. Now the variety we've got over here isn't exactly great, so I'm gonna have to get on to Mr. Fish and order some, and hopefully they'll arrive in the next few days. But for now I'm going to be using a Major Craft jig para. This is 20 grams. And I've got some little tiny sandier limitations with me as well, but they're only about 10 grams. But I can always chuck those out too. So anyway, I'm going to start fishing straight away before other people get down here. Hopefully we can get a feed today and just have a bit of fun catching some fish. So come on, the mackerel. Now I've actually not used this rod in quite a while. I had the reel serviced a few months back. Oh, I'm in. Is that a fish? I'm into a fish first cast. What we got? What is that, a long nose or? Oh no, it is in fact a mackerel. First cast in. Happy days. There we are. How about that for a start? First drop, first fish. Brilliant. Well, you can't complain with that, can you? It's just a little gentle lob out, first cast, first fish. Hopefully there's going to be plenty around. As I was saying, yeah, I've just recently had this reel serviced, and I've taken it out for a little blast when I went bass fishing about a month ago. But apart from that, I've not used it since having it repaired. Now on here, I'm using 20-pound I'm using 20-pound braid from samsonfishing. Now I'm actually going to do a kind of review on this because I've been using this braid on my reels for over a year now. And it's absolutely brilliant. And now that it's coming onto the market through samsonfishing, through their website, you'll be able to purchase it in different breaking strains. Yeah, I can actually just sort of talk about it a bit and just tell you how I've been getting on with it. But it's absolutely fantastic stuff. But we'll leave that for another time. Today it's all about the mackies. I just lost one then. I felt that pull out. Couldn't have been hooked well. I actually felt the lure tear out of its mouth then. Now because it's so still today, as you can see, the water is like a sheet of glass. There's quite a bit of weed sitting on the surface. And there's very, very little tide today, so it's just not moving about at all. Now every now and then on the retrieve, what I do is halfway through the cast, just stop the lure, flick the bail arm over, and I let it sink a little bit further. Because if you haven't had a hookup on the top end of the water column halfway through your cast, it can be worth just dropping it down to see if the fish are deeper. And when using a metal, you can never really be sure of what you're going to pick up. You could hook a mackerel, a garfish, a bass, a black bream, anything. Oh, what a take that one was. That one nailed it. God, where is it? Guys, going some this one, look at that. Hey, that's a good size as well. Lovely. Lovely eating size. Let's get him out of his misery and get back in there. Oh, he's gunning for it. There we are, nice. There definitely seems to be a few over that way. Let's get it straight back in. Where that boat is about to come past. Just like that. Let it sink. And as soon as I tightened up, my rod was just arched over. So we're 4 mackerel down. Now they definitely seem to be holding in that little spot at the moment. So I'm going to keep fishing in that area. Now, just seen a couple other people up there. They're probably going to come down a bit. But we'll have our fun and then we'll get out there. Springtime. Fishing in a t-shirt, catching mackerel. Anyone who says they prefer winter over summer should be held in a psychiatric ward, in my opinion. This is what it's about. Being out in the outdoors, fresh air, catching fresh fish, having fun. Absolutely loving it. Oh, they're definitely over that side. I have no idea where this is. Oh, there it is. I was just trying to bully it away from the rocks then. Couldn't tell how close it was to the rocks. Little torpedoes going some. How's it going? You alright? Yeah, 4 so far.
Oh, well done.
Yeah.
I saw your colour, I said, I must be colour.
Yeah.
Colour.
Well, I've been here long.
I've never written your day.
Well, you got feathers or look?
No, it's
Yes, yeah. I just caught quite a few in that area, like casting that way.
Yeah, is that good? I can
Yeah, yeah. Bigger ones now. There we go. Bit bigger that one. Nice. Jesus Christ. So we're a couple of days after I've been mackerel fishing. Now, my session came to a bit of an abrupt end. I had my fun, I just ended up getting out of there. So what I've decided to do is do a little cook up at the end of this video and make it a little bit longer. Now, as always on my channel with my catch and cooks, I'm just going to keep it really simple, but really tasty. So today I'm going to be making some mackerel fish cakes. I've got pretty much everything prepared. I've already filleted the fish, so if you're interested in seeing how to fillet fish or mackerel or anything like that, the last video on my channel explains that. As I'm filleting the mackerel that I caught in that video, there's also other videos on there, filleting bass and pollock, etc, so go head over to those. Now, very simply, I've got my oven on. I'm going to pop these lovely fresh fillets of mackerel into the oven, cook them. I've got my other ingredients ready. I'll add it all together, make some fish cakes, deep fry them, and then we're gonna have a tasty lunch. So let's crack on and I'll show you how it's done. So first of all, very simple. All I've got is the mackerel on this little baking tray here, a little bit of oil, and then I'm just gonna season with salt and pepper. I've got the oven on 200 degrees. I'm gonna put these in for about 8 or 9 minutes. And then once they're cooked, we can start making our fish cakes. So whilst that fish is cooking, I'll show you what I've got. Now in here, I just boiled some potatoes earlier, mixed it with a little bit of butter. That's got no seasoning in at the moment. So first thing I'm gonna do is season that with plenty of salt and pepper. And here I've just got some spring onion. I've just trim the ends off there. Just gonna very finely slice the spring onion. Now with fish cakes, you can put basically anything you want in there. If you like a bit of spice, you can add fresh chili. You can really just add anything. I'm adding today just basic ingredients. So we've got a spring onion, which is going to go in. I've got some parsley, which I'm just going to roughly chop up. Now you want the stalks and everything in there. So parsley goes in. And then I'm going to put some lemon zest. The zest of about half a lemon. Now it's better if you've got a microplane or something like that, but a regular grater will just do as good a job. Now I haven't got any fresh horseradish, so I'm just going to put some creamed horseradish in, about a teaspoon. I'm also going to put in just an egg yolk. So you just want to separate the white and the yolk very simply, just like that. And then that goes in as well. I'm also going to add just a pinch of chili flakes. There we go. So once our fish is cooked, we'll add that to the mix. And we're going to have some lovely fresh mackerel fish cakes. So the mackerel is going to be done in about 2 minutes time, and then once I've picked it and added it to the mix, I'm just going to lightly pane it, flour, egg wash, breadcrumbs, and then on here I've got some oil in my extremely old pan, heating up. So we're going to make I'm going to make the fish cakes a little bit smaller. Reason for that is because I can just cook them all there in the pan. I'm only using about 500 mils of oil, so it just means by making them a little bit smaller, the oil's going to cover them completely, they'll cook quicker, and there'll be no need to put them in the oven or anything like that. Right, well, this is still pretty hot, but I'm going to go for it anyway because I'm starving. You can see there, the meat just peels right off. Now I want to keep fairly big chunks, and I'm just peeling the skin off. It's really preference, you can keep the skin on if you like. I've got no problem eating the skin of fish. but as I'm making fish cakes, I'm taking it off here just so I get all the meat in there. Now obviously when I filleted these fish yesterday, I deboned them all as well, so there's no bones in this meat whatsoever. And you can see that is just so flaky. So let's get rid of that. And then quite simply, just give it a mix up with your hands. Now it goes without saying, obviously clean your hands before doing this. And don't mix it too much, because you don't want the fish to just go to mush. You still want some nice flakes in there. Just get a little spoon. And then quite simply, mould that into a nice ball. Press it down a little bit onto the plate. Now this is actually going to get, I reckon this is going to get about 6, possibly 7 fish cakes. So I'm going to cook 3 and then keep the rest probably for later on. You could make them much bigger, but as I said, just so they cook evenly in that pan in the oil, I'm going to keep them on the smaller side and so they cook quicker. Probably get another little one out of that. There we are, ready to be breadcrumbed. Now I'm sorry if that's at a bit of a weird angle, but I'm working the best as I can here. We get these in the flour. Into the egg wash. What I'm going to do is just flour them all first. Just gently tap off any excess on there. And you don't have to worry too much about the shape at this point, because once they're breadcrumbed, you can mould them to however you like. So we go flour, egg wash, breadcrumb. Now a trick to this is keep one hand for dry and one hand for wet, and then you're not going to have breadcrumbs stuck all over your hands and your fingers. And there we go, onto the plate. And that's it. Just repeat the process until they're all done, and then we can cook them. So for the next part, just grab ourselves a board, and then if you have something like this, just a regular palette knife, you can just flatten the fish cakes a little bit, hold the palette knife on the side like that, and then just spin them round, and then obviously you're left with a nice flat round fish cake, all roughly the same size, so they'll all cook in the same amount of time. And also this will just stick the breadcrumbs a little bit better to the actual fish cakes themselves. And that last little one, and there we are. And I'm going to pop a few of these back on the plate, and I'm going to have 4. So then, just drop a breadcrumb in there. You can see how hot the oil's getting. I'm just going to turn that down slightly. 4 fish cakes fit in there nicely. And we're cooking. Now let's flip these over. I'm going to give those another 3 minutes and then they should be good to go. Right, these are looking good. Now, just get them onto some kitchen roll, drain off any of that excess oil. There we are. Put that to one side. And there we have our lovely fish cakes. Now I'm just going to leave these cool for a couple of minutes and then I'm going to devour them. Now I've actually got some chili oil here. Now this stuff is absolutely banging. It's basically just chili oil but with soybeans, and it's got a slight Korean flavour to it. So I'm just going to add a bit of that. Now it's crunchy chili as well. It really is a brilliant, brilliant product. My girlfriend introduced me to this and I'm now on my second jar because it is absolutely phenomenal. So let's stack a couple fish cakes on there and that is good to go. Oh man, I'm so hungry. Now I'm just doing 2 for now and then obviously blatantly going to eat the other ones as well. God, they are still piping hot. But these are going to be brilliant. Now with that chili oil as well, going to be something else. God. Oh yeah. Beautiful. Now personally, I absolutely love a fish cake. However, I don't reckon I've had mackerel fish cakes in a good few years, I'd say. So it's something different. And also as well, all of it, this is basic stuff. I'm literally using things I've got in my fridge. I bought a packet of parsley and a lemon to make this. So most of the time, you know, as I said, you can add anything, add whatever you want into fish cakes. They really are simple. And it all depends on your flavour and what you like in them. They're still piping hot. So it was fun to get out again and catch a few mackerel the other day. I was there for, I think about an hour, I think. And someone else actually ended up coming down. And it turned out I knew him. He's also in the G-Bass club I'm in over here as well. So we had a bit of a chat. And as I said, I just ended up leaving. I had enough mackerel. I didn't need any more than 6. That's plenty for me. So the video came to a bit of an abrupt end. Hence why I thought I'd do a little cook up today, just to make it a full video and a bit more entertaining. So I hope you've enjoyed it. I'm not going to keep you much longer. I'm going to finish this and I'm heading straight back out fishing again. So thank you very much for watching this video. If you like it, please leave a like, please leave a comment if you wish to, and if you're not subscribed to my channel, then please consider subscribing. And once again, thanks very much. I'll see you on the next one. Oh yeah.